Picture red blood cells floating in blood in arteries of someone who does not have sickle cell anemia. Their blood pulses with each beat of the heart. As the blood moves through the arteries, they expand to allow the blood to pass. This happens because the red blood cells produce and release a signaling molecule to tell the arterial walls to expand. The signaling molecule they make is nitric oxide. Now picture the red blood cells of someone with sickle cell anemia. Many of them are distorted into a sickle shape, so big that some get stuck going down small capillaries. But even worse, when the blood pulses, researchers at Duke discovered that the walls of the arteries don't expand. In normal blood, when red cells enter a narrow passage, they sense pressure on their membranes and respond by releasing nitric oxide. This nitric oxide causes the smooth muscle in the blood vessel wall to relax. This opens up the vessel to allow the cells to pass through. So what causes sickle cell pain? For sickle cell anemia patients, the red blood cells can't open up blood vessels as they should. The reason is because there isn't enough nitric oxide present in the cells to do their job. So what does this mean? The researchers concluded that this abnormal nitric oxide processing might be the real cause of restriction in the circulatory system of sickle cell patients. And when it comes to the severity of sickle cell symptoms, the sickle cell shape of the red blood cells may be less important than oxygen depletion. This study, and several other studies too, found that administering nitric oxide to people with sickle cell anemia does relieve symptoms. Reports show replenishing the deficient nitric oxide can reverse red cell sickling. This helps restore some of the diminished gas exchange capacity of sickle cell anemia hemoglobin. Less sickling would also relieve anemia because fewer red blood cells would be lost to bursting. However, the researchers didn't know of an effective way to do this. They did speculate that sometime in the future, a way to produce adequate amounts of nitric oxide might be developed. Nitric oxide in gaseous form can be delivered through breathing it in through the lungs, but the effects are limited because nitric oxide is highly reactive, so concentrations are kept low or it would be dangerous. In addition, nitric oxide only lasts a few seconds when breathed. At low concentrations, nitric oxide is quickly absorbed and used up in the lungs rather than penetrating deeply into the body's tissues, so it is of no help. So how can we fix this? In 2011, the strongest technology for concentrating and stabilizing subtle vibrational energies was in part developed by and only licensed to the manufacturer of this sickle cell elixir. Since then, this technology has been used to create frequency-enhanced waters that fight viruses, cancer, and other pathogens. It has been used to adjust and optimize hormonal production, to instruct the brain to repair and heal itself, and more. Everything produces a subtle vibrational energy. This technology takes the subtle energy of specific instructions and infuses those instructions as vibrational frequencies in the water that are also in the unit. It is able to concentrate those energies to such a degree that when someone takes just small amounts of this water, the cells in their body, which use vibrational frequencies as one of means of communication, are able to pick up these instructions and act on them. The sickle cell anemia elixir directs the body to take actions that will reduce the damage caused by sickle cell anemia in a number of ways. These actions that no herbal or vitamin formula alone can do. The elixir increases production of nitric oxide and specifically increases production of the enzymes that are needed to produce nitric oxide, especially nitric oxide synthase. Additional instructions are added to prevent and reduce the formation of peroxynitrate, a damaging free radical. It also increases production of pancreatic metabolic enzymes, among other benefits. These enzymes will be used by the body to digest some of the dead sickle cells that are clogging the arteries or spleen. Significantly increase cellular oxygenation uptake to prevent pain and cellular damage and to enhance cellular repair. It decreases production of hemoglobin S and sickle cells. Sickle cells are produced by hemoglobin S. It increases production of hemoglobin A and healthy red cells. Healthy red cells are produced by hemoglobin A. These two instructions alone will reduce the overall ratio of sickle cells to healthy cells in the body and thus improve overall healthy and functioning. Some other things it does is stop or reduce the sickle cell pain crisis, fight infections more effectively by optimizing immune systems and spleen function, increase the ability of the arteries to expand in size, and to improve circulation. It improves the functioning of sickle cells so that they perform better to some degree and so that they do not rapidly clog up the spleen as much. None of these actions will be total or absolute. They will, however, push the body to be increasing circulation, increasing cellular oxygenation, reducing the production of sickle cells while increasing the amount of healthy red blood cells being produced, and turning on the body's ability to fight infections. As you can see, this biotechnology is beneficial to people with sickle cell anemia. You should definitely buy our product.